Good boy, Tucker.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome.
Work smarter where you want.
Consistency is key.
And remember, if it's not in Redtail, it never happened.
This is learning at its most fun.
Manage your account is one of the most important sections within your CRM. It is the back end of your system where you're going to set up everything so that way when you're on the front end, everything is the way that you want to see it. So to get to manage your account, you always want to click on your name in the top right-hand corner and go to manage your account. So if you click on your name, you can go to manage your account. And I'll show that here in just a second, but I kind of just want to drill that to you right now. And a lot of the times we get questions where people are asking, how do I set up my templates? Where are my workflow templates? Where are my note templates? Or we just hired someone new onto the team. How do I add them in as a user or create a password for them? There are drop-down menus inside of Redtail, and most of those drop-down menus that you see are completely customizable by you. So all of those questions, like where are my templates? How do I add in a user? How do I set up my list? How do I customize my preferences? Those are all going to take place in the manage your account area. So I'm going to be repeating this over and over again, but to get to manage your account, you're going to click on your name in the top right-hand corner, and you're going to go to manage your account. So remember, you always click on your name and then click on manage your account. And right here in the bottom of this view that we see, it is the middle of the page though, you're going to find your templates. So within Redtail, you could create workflow templates, note templates, mail merge templates, email templates, custom export templates, automation templates, activity templates, and this might continue to grow. So if you ever want to set up a template, you always click on your name, you go to manage your account, and you visit this manage templates area. You can click on whichever one that you want to see. You can see your workflow templates, your custom export templates. And when you click on these guys, yours might be completely blank. You might not have any email templates set up or any workflow templates set up. But if you have any set up, you'll be able to access them here. And you always have this action icon next to them so you can do something with those templates that you have available. And then if you ever want to add any new ones in, you just click in the top right-hand corner. There is going to be a new option. So if you click on that on any one of those pages, they all have that same exact button in the top right-hand corner. It says new. You can build in any new ones that you want to see. So manage templates is going to be here. And like I said, this is manage your account is the back end of your system, because once you build out these templates, then they can be used. So if you click on the plus sign in the top right-hand corner and you choose to add in a workflow, the very first prompt is if you want to use a template. So if you set them up successfully in the manage your account area, then when you're in the moment, you can choose to add in activities, notes, workflows, and use those templates that you dedicated that front end work to. So that way in the moment, it's nice and quick. Next thing you have here, we'll go up here to the top, is going to be preferences. So in addition to getting to preferences by clicking on your name and going to manage your account, you also can click on your name and go to preferences to access these. But this first option here says change site preferences. And we suggest for every single person to go in here and change their site preferences. My preferences can be different than your preferences. So we ask for everyone to go ahead and go in here and add in their preferences that they want to see. So just for example, maybe when you log into Redtail, you don't want to see the today page. You don't really get much value from seeing the today page. Maybe you would prefer to see this activities tab, so that way you could filter the dates to see something like past due in next 7 days. So maybe you prefer to see this activities tab with your activities past due in next 7 days when you log into Redtail. Then what you can do is when you go to manage your account, you can click change site preferences. And the very first option here is to change that default login screen. So if you do prefer to see that activity dashboard, you can go ahead and select that. And now when you log in, you would see the activity dashboard. So things like that are completely customizable by you. And like I said, your preferences can be different than my preferences. So just go in here and adjust your page to what you want to see. Maybe you start your day at 6 a.m. You can go ahead and change the calendar start time. Or maybe you want to change your email notifications, or you just want to set up your broadcast email feature. You can do all of that in the site preferences area. Next thing we're going to cover is if we go back to our name and we go to manage your account. Underneath preferences, there are some other things here. And you have your integrations. So also if you click on your name, you can manage your integrations right here, in addition to going to manage your account first. But when you click on manage integrations, you can see some of the integrations that are available. There will be some brief descriptions here of what the integration is. If you click on this action cog and select on support, it'll take you to our support page. That'll provide you with some screenshot demonstrations on what that integration entails and how to set it up. But when you are on this enabled list, the only thing I suggest is to turn off what you're not using. If you're not using Advices, you're not using Copy Talk, go ahead and turn those off. It'll move it over to the disabled list. And that way, when you click on your integrations icon, you're only going to see what you subscribe to. Next thing we have is manage team notices. So if we're on the today page, you have a box here on the bottom right that says team notices. And this is shuffling different things that we have written in. And if you want something to be shuffled here when people are on their today page, you can click on your name, go to manage your account, and go to manage team notices. This is where you can build out those notices. You can add in, a picture, a logo, whatever you would want your team to see while they're on the today page. You could consider adding that here as a team notice, and it'll shuffle through those messages. And last thing here on preferences, on this preferences box, is manage web links. So manage web links will allow you to save some of your favorite locations. It's kind of like a bookmark when you're using your general browser. And if you click on your name, you're going to have web links here. So if you click on web links, you're going to be able to click on these and it'll open up this web page in a new tab. So if you find that you are going to different websites consistently and you don't want to have to click on a new tab and type in the web page, you could consider adding it here into web links. So that way, when you're in the moment, you need to visit that page, you just click on your name, go to web links, and access that web page. So we'll go back to manage your account. The last thing on this initial screen that everyone will have access to is email management. So within Redtail, included with your subscription is the ability to use our broadcast email feature. And when you send out a broadcast email, you might be curious as to what emails were sent successfully and what emails failed. So what this page is going to show you is it's going to show you how many emails were processed, and of those processed emails, how many succeeded and how many failed. So this is the furthest that our broadcast email feature goes into for reporting. It's not going to show you, who clicked on the email, who deleted the email. You might consider a marketing partner integration for reporting like that. But what this is going to show is what emails were sent successfully and what emails failed. So you can see all of that information there. And maybe you can look into it, see if you have the right email addresses, and even try that again if needed. Now to get to the last part of manage your account, if we click on our name and we go to manage your account, there's going to be an admins only section here. Admins only, this is, if you could guess, exclusive to admins. So if your username has admin privileges, this menu is going to appear for you. If your username does not have admin privileges, this menu would not be available to you. So it is something that is exclusive to people who have admin privileges. And the reason why this is an exclusive area is because you're going to be able to add and remove team members, change passwords, update lists, access backups. You're going to be able to do all of those type of things in this menu. So the most common area, probably initially at least when you're getting started, is going to be manage database users and teams. So if you just signed up for Redtail or you just had someone new join the team, you're going to want to click on your name, go to manage your account, and then go to manage database users and teams. The initial page here is going to show all of the users that are inside of your database. So these are all of the people that have login credentials that can access your CRM right now. So if you ever want to change something in regards to these users, you can click on the action icon and click edit user info. And this is where you can go ahead and change names, grant that admin privilege. If this is checked off, that means they do have admin rights. If you uncheck that box, that means they do not have those admin privileges. That menu would now disappear for them. You can change their email address. And if we go back to the action icon, you can change their password. You can unlock that user. You could disable them. Maybe they're leaving the firm. You can disable them. And the last thing is to edit user rights. So same thing here. If the box is checked off, that means that person can do this action. So if you want to add someone new to the team that just joined, you can click on add and add in that new user and add in the login credentials for them and choose to whether or not add them as admins. So grant them or, deny them that admin privilege. If you want to see the disabled users, you have this disabled box. And if you want to set up teams, there is a tab here to set up the team. If you add in the team using that box there, this is just the shell where you're creating the name of the team. Once you create the name of the team, you can go ahead and click on that action icon and then choose to add or remove team members. Teams are a great way to easily manage your database, especially when it comes to things like workflows. So definitely look into building some teams out on your system. If we go back to our name and we go to manage your account, next popular area here under the admins only menu is Manage Database List. And I personally love the Manage Database List section. I'm a big data person, so I personally love this area. This is where you're going to set up all of those drop-down menus. So for an example, I'm going to click on Recently Viewed icon in the top right-hand corner, and I'm going to go ahead and open up Tim Taylor in a new tab. So if I right-click on Tim's name, I can open that in a new tab. And what that'll do is it'll keep this box open here, but it'll open up Tim's record in a new tab for me to kind of flip back and forth to. And when you're on Tim's record, for example, when you're in the contact details box, you can see that Tim is an active client. He's a AA active client. He came from a radio lead. He was created, or he has these servicing advisor, writing advisor fields you can fill out. So if you click edit in the top right hand corner, all of these have this black caret on the right hand side, and that means that's a drop down menu. And whenever you see these drop down menus in Redtail, that means this list is completely customizable by you. So you can put whatever you want into these drop down menus, whatever makes sense to your firm, your office, your day-to-day. So whenever you want to add to these drop-down menus, or you want to remove or edit something, you always click on your name, go to Manage Your Account, and go to Manage Database List. On this Manage Database List page, you're going to see all of the lists listed here on the right-hand side. So they're tiered out by type. So an account type list, a contact type list, activity and notes, opportunities, seminars. If you wanted to edit the status list under the contact level, you can click on statuses and you can see what exists there currently. If there isn't an action icon next to one of them, that means that is a system type and you cannot remove it. But the ones that you've added, you can click on the action icon, you can edit, you can delete, and you can add new ones in. Next thing we have is database backups. So database backups are really neat in my opinion, just because it's a complimentary service that's provided to you. You can ask for as many backups as you want, and it is completely complimentary. If you go to database backups, you can click Request Database Backup here in the top right-hand corner. And with some time that you give us, we'll go ahead and make a backup for you and put it here in this area. Now, this might be part of your data recovery plan where you're doing this backup maybe annually, biannually, quarterly, and you just have this. You go ahead and save it to your drive. It's completely up to you what you want to do, but just know that at any time you can create a database backup. It's completely complimentary. We back up your database at all times in 3 different geographic locations. So there's no need to worry about your data going anywhere. But sometimes, as an extra step, people like to have it on their system or as an extra requirement from their broker dealer. People like to have backups of their system available. So definitely know this is here for you. And that is a right that's exclusive to admins. Last thing here under admins only is membership options. So if I go back to recently viewed and I open up Tim again in a new tab and I keep this tab open, I can go to Tim's record and click more on the left-hand side and go down to memberships. If you go to memberships is meant to be every other relationship that's not the tax definition of family. So you could put aunts, CPAs, nieces, nephews, children who are no longer dependent, beneficiaries, trusts, anything that's not that tax definition of family, you can put them here under memberships to maintain that link to each other. But if you click add in the top right hand corner, and let's say we type in a person's name or a business name, whatever it is, we type that in here. When you type something in there, you're going to be able to define that relationship. So you're going to be able to say, is this a brother? Is it a brother-in-law? Is it a cousin? Is it a niece, a nephew, a beneficiary? Any of those relationships that we talked about, you're going to be able to define that here. And when I pull out this list that we have in our trainer database, yours might not be identical. You might not have, living spouse and deceased spouse, or you might not have all of these step relationships. So if you have a relationship that you want to add that you don't see here, what you can do is click on your name, click on manage your account, click on membership options, and you can add in those relationships. So if you click add in the top right hand corner, you can name the first relationship, and you would want to do this, you would want to build the bridge on both ways. So what I mean by that, is if we type in ex-husband here, and we say that, this is a person linking to a person, you're also going to want to add in the ex-wife. So if we go ahead and add in ex-husband and add that membership code, we'd also want to add in a new one that says ex-wife. So that way we can kind of build that bridge going both ways. So if we click on our name and we go to manage your account, the one thing I forgot to mention here is manage files. So oftentimes when you're creating files, maybe you're creating an export and you're creating a nice big Excel sheet, or you're doing a report and creating a PDF. Sometimes those are going to take us a moment to create for you. And instead of holding you hostage to that screen while we create it for you, we might give you a prompt that says to check manage files, check your downloads area and access the file there. This is done very quickly, so you might consider just going and checking right after you see that prompt. But when you click on downloads, you're going to be able to see some of those reports that are very, very, very large. So we took the time, we gave you the freedom to click around at other pages while we create this for you. And when you're ready to access this, you can go ahead and click on the actual report or the Excel sheet, the Word document, whatever it is, and it'll be available for you to download. So that is going to be it for the manage your account area. This is definitely a place you're going to visit upon starting with Redtail, but it is also a place you're going to go to maintain your Redtail database, to make sure that those lists are constantly updated, to add anyone new or remove anyone from your teams or your database, to access your backups or your files or change site preferences. So it's a really great place to know in and out. Remember, if you click on your name and go to manage your account, that's where you can access this area. And it seems really intimidating when you start off to go there, but definitely, just click around for some homework, see all the things that are available. And I think this is really a nice place to play around and make your system yours.
Thanks so much for joining us today for this particular session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-206-5030, option 3 for support, or just shoot us an email over to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.